Welcome back to the Ball Street Journal. We got a hectic week in the past and a hectic week coming up. We got a lot of big games to talk about, big week in college football, and kind of a tone-setting week in the NFL.
Yeah, I
So,
would agree with you in aspects of both college season heating up and the NFL season heating up. We got head coaches potentially getting fired, and let's just talk.
And Chris Davis takes it in the back of the end zone. He'll run it out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game.
Damn, I hate being sober. I'm a smoker. Afraid of a drink. I take a walk, Molly water. But we can't spell sober. Roll up when we roll up. 'Cause I can't spell sober.
okay, let's kick it off. We got some big news. Texas and Penn State both having bad weeks and falling out of the AP poll for the first time all year.
Yeah, I 100% believe that Penn State should have fallen out. Like, it would have been an outrage, just given the fact that they lost to probably the worst team in college football. I mean, don't you kind of agree?
Not to mention that they lost their star quarterback a year ago.
Nah. I mean, I don't think that Drew Aller's really been the problem.
Somewhat.
I mean, they scored 40 points. They should win that game. UCLA had scored I think they scored 59 points in the month of September, and then they hung up 42 on Penn State. So Penn State is awful.
They should be ruled out. They're dead.
Another thing that this raised to me was with Texas and Penn State falling out, like you said, and Clemson. That's what, 3 of the top 5 from the AP
preseason
poll. Yeah, or whatever that is, the preseason poll.
Yeah,
that's just nuts. Those never make any sense.
And the only way I see Penn State somewhat making a fight back is they go to Ohio State. But they don't have to just win that game. They have to dominate. And I don't see any chance of that happening.
I mean, they're going to Iowa City next weekend. I don't think they're going to win that game. So I sure as hell don't think they're going to win at Columbus with James Franklin, who's, 4-22 against top 10 opponents now?
Him and Tim Skipper, the UCLA head coach, new head coach, same amount of top 10 wins.
That's nuts.
All time.
I mean, as a Penn State fan, you just gotta be ready to move on with this dude.
And you know my player comp for him?
Who?
James Franklin. Bo Pelini. Let me give you a Bo Pelini action, because if you fire him, you're screwed. They're done.
No,
but if you don't fire him,
I don't think you're gonna like who I've been hearing. Hearing they're gonna target this offseason.
They're not. He's not leaving, and the only way
leave
is for the Florida job.
I'm just saying it's what I've heard. I don't think it could happen, and that would.
I'll put those rumors to rest right now.
Well, that's crazy. I think. Either way, they'll be hiring. And I kind of disagree. I think they could easily take a step up after this. Because Penn State they've been good for a long time.
They've been contenders. They just haven't been.
He hasn't been able to take them into the upper echelon of football. But they've been outside of 5 or 6 programs, probably one of the premier programs of the last decade, I would say. So it could go bad, though. Like you said, it could be a Nebraska situation or a Florida situation where they're looking, or like Texas for 20 years was looking for a good coach after they fired Mac Brown.
And maybe they
still it's always a slippery ass slope. But as a Penn State fan, you have to be willing to risk it, in my opinion.
Yeah, you got because what does it gain if you keep him? You hang around the top 10 some more. You stay ranked.
And it's
you get a
like,
few more
it's got to
10-win
be so
seasons.
frustrating for them to know they're just going to lose every time they're playing a harder opponent.
I mean, who cares about 10-win seasons at this point as a Penn State fan?
Yeah, they're at that point where they're looking for a little bit more now.
Yeah. Another coach on the hot seat just got self-proclaimed hotter today. Bill Belichick. And news came out today that he is maybe willing to take his buyout of $1 million if he has a soft landing at another school. And this
Or
is
media job.
And this is absolutely insane. I mean, you're calling it quits after 6 weeks, 5 weeks.
I mean, dude, I don't blame him. This team, Nebraska or North Carolina team is awful.
Yeah,
they're absolutely awful. And I don't think he's gonna finish it.
He went out and ruined part of his coaching legacy.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I would say him like huge part, because there was always the could he do it
without Brady?
Yeah. And then
no, he can't.
Like, dude, no one wanted him to take this job. No. Like, everyone was like the whole time like, what the fuck? It's not a good fit at all.
Especially with NIL.
Yeah. I feel like North Carolina could be good under like a young, energetic guy. That's kind of where college football's headed, and that's literally the opposite of who Bill Belichick is as a human being. So I don't know. I kind of want him to just be out of football so we could just stop hearing about it at this point.
Yeah. And all the drama that's where I'm follows him.
Yeah, I don't really care about him
anymore. I'm over it. I'm tuning out of North Carolina football for the rest of the year, and I don't know if they have a way of buying my attention back. Actually, I'm gonna make an official ruling. They do not have a way of
I'm gonna say I'll go.
They're done.
I'll go in with that as well. I'm out on that for the rest of the year.
And our last thing for a weekend review. Nicholas, your Cardinals had one of the worst losses in NFL history. From what could have been a 3-touchdown lead.
At the end of the day, it's not all just about this fumble. It was just every single thing that happened before it and after. Before, yeah.
Were you winning the game? He was on the midst of a 60-plus yard run.
But you get complacent.
28-6. What are you talking about?
The offense just gets complacent. Like, they're okay with just running the ball. They don't. It's the NFL. You gotta keep going. Like, you can't just start running the ball and dumping it off to 3-yard crossing routes and just hope your defense can get a stop. I mean, that's what this offense is once they get up big enough. And you saw that against Carolina and the Saints. They did the exact same thing against those two teams. So you can't
kind of get out to an early lead and then just
wasn't that working? I mean, he just burst a 60-yard run.
Well, but it's the NFL. Things happen. I mean, you literally can't. They just get so conservative. And it showed too at the end of the game. It was 3rd and 8. And
what do you think about Jonathan Gannon physically assaulting him?
I mean, he should never gotten fined for that.
Did you see what James Harrison said?
No.
If he did that to James Harrison would have killed him. Is pretty much what he said. I mean, and then Joe Hayden said he would have pieced his ass up, because you can't go in front of your kids after that and say, I don't stand up for myself, is what they were saying.
Well, I mean, it's so dumb that that Gannon gets fined. That's just the state of the organization.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of thought that was pretty soft that he got fined as well.
100K isn't a small fine.
Yeah, for a coach, he's probably making he's
probably
making $5-6 million a year.
Yeah,
I mean, it's whatever.
I guess he just won't be donating to the Salvation Army Phoenix branch this winter. That was
one guy that does not need to be, that should be fined his entire paycheck, is this man on the screen, Drew Petzing. just a horrendous play caller. Marv has almost 100 yards in the first half, and then he gets one target the rest of the game. And you could say, okay, that's a little bit on Kyler, and I'm sure I'm not going to not put any blame on him. But
Could I also say it's a little bit on Marv?
He was getting open. There was. I'm telling you, he was getting open. There's I've watched multiple plays of him get open, but he's not the first option. And there was.
What's a characteristic that all dominant wide receivers have when they don't get the ball and they're open?
Not like that. He's not going to.
He's not like that. I agree.
He should. I agree. He should, but he just won't do it. I mean, when you're making plays like this, I would agree. I tend to.
Did he almost get 100 yards this weekend? You said.
Yeah, 98, I think.
Who are those two dudes going to be retired at the end of the year? Probably.
Yeah, Nick. Can you name me those two players for me?
Why does that matter? That doesn't matter.
That's a good practice squad. Two practice squad players.
Oh man, if only people knew what Culver was saying behind the scenes before the cameras were turned on. Wow, what a catch from Marv!
Where's the proof?
I can get the proof. I got proof of some other bold takes from you at the end of the pod, so stay tuned for that one.
That's part of putting your life out there. It's part of the game.
They'll be back. I'm not worried.
And I hope that you will have the same energy and repost my clips when I'm right, which I am very often.
I will.
All right, let's move to college football. What do you say?
Let's get on to college football. Starting off with college game day. Indiana, number 7 at number 3, Oregon. Oregon favored by 7.5. And I don't count Illinois. I don't think you do either. I think this is Indiana, Kurt Cignetti's first real test. And I have no.
What about at Iowa? Sold out crowd. That's a real test. Come on, man.
I mean, there's levels. There's levels to it.
It obviously wasn't the same level as at Oregon.
Yeah.
I don't think any are.
Oregon is arguably the best team in the country right now.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And their quarterback is arguably the best.
This ain't a damn test. This is a fucking midterm
you got a finals exam.
Yeah,
no, this is a finals exam.
This is the final exam. I like that take.
If you keep it close, you give me faith. But I don't think they'll keep it close.
If Indiana covers, I'll be surprised.
I got the Oregon spread. I got Dante Moore to throw for 300. And I got the Oregon D-line to absolutely feast on this Indiana offensive line.
Yeah, they don't have K-Dick anymore. They're fucked. They're fucked.
And the Iowa D-line was tearing them apart.
Yeah. I could see Cignetti making it like a weird game and backdoor covering, low key.
Oh, there's going to be some trick plays for sure.
Yeah. But at Oregon is nuts, and I'd love Dan Lanning, so I would definitely be on the -7.5 with you. The fact that I know that Penn State isn't what we thought they were, but going in there and whiteout, double OT, that'll move me any year, no matter how good they are. But it'll be nice to see maybe if Oregon can get another top 10 win.
One take about that, though, is I almost think Dan Lanning is better on the road. Because do you remember the clips of one jump around when they –
Oh, yeah, he definitely feeds into that energy.
And also Colorado.
Yeah, but Colorado sucked.
Yeah, but just the fact.
But
the fact that he loves playing that villain card, and he loves to just amp up his team that way.
I don't hate that take. I mean, they did beat Ohio State last year at home. That was a crazy win, but
then lost to him.
Yeah, I mean,
and the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, Ohio State was just also insane last year. They should have never lost twice.
And Will Howard lost that game.
I will definitely maybe all Oregon down a couple points, but definitely I think Oregon's going to walk away with a win.
Yeah, The 7.5 is always scary. Same with 3.5.
Yeah, just because I can't get that full
14.5.
touchdown. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're just setting yourself up for that hook.
but that 6.5 at -148. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll gladly
Take that
take
10
that.
times out of 10.
Yeah,
Let's move on. Red River rivalry. Recently fallen out of the AP. Texas at number 6, Oklahoma. It is rumored that John Mateer might be playing.
yeah, I've been seeing that he's probably going to play.
And one of the rumors that I heard was that the way this broke was he was at a Chipotle and the employee goes, "How's the hand?" He goes, "I'm playing this weekend. It's fine."
Bro,
Now,
that
this is
Chipotle
all
worker in Norman,
this
Oklahoma felt like the fucking coolest person ever for like 2
Th-
hours.
this is also all Twitter rumors, Twitter space. But
That's
if
what's
it's true, what a legend for the Chipotle worker. And kind of what a legend for John Mateer and bouncing back so quickly. Um, who knows if he will? I think if he doesn't play, it should be a really good game. Texas is bound to
I'm on
look good at
Texas
least
either way.
once. They're bound to look good at least once this year.
Even if he's playing, I'm on Texas.
That's a bold take, but I don't hate it.
Is it bold
I don't.
though?
I mean,
Like Oklahoma
it's
doesn't.
at home.
No, it's not. It's at the Cotton Bowl.
Oh,
They always play at that neutral site.
That changes things
Dallas.
a little bit.
Yeah, that's why. Well, I mean, I think it's still probably a little bit of a bold take just because Texas has looked so bad, and Arch has been so bad.
He's been so underwhelming.
But if Arch has one supporter in this world, in this life, it's me. I'm gonna be with him till the wheels fall off. I think it's gonna be a great game. So I hope that Mateer plays as well, because then maybe he could. Do you think he could push back in for the Heisman? He only missed like one game, I think.
I think he could just because of how high everyone is on him. Although I just don't think he will though.
Yeah, I mean, if he has 400 in this game, things are different.
Yeah, then he jumps right back to the top, unless Dante Moore has another big week.
Yeah, both that's big QBs getting big opportunities this weekend. Fun to watch.
Let's jump back to the Big Ten. Number 1, Ohio State at 17, Illinois. This one's in Champaign. However, Ohio State is favored by 2 touchdowns and half a point, 14.5.
I'm on Ohio State. Like, they're a fucking wagon.
Yeah, they've looked dominant.
I think their defense is better than it was last year. And their defense was insane last year. They've allowed 25 points this year.
Well,
this year.
Caleb Downs is an absolute freak.
The fact that they returned their 2 best players from a national championship team always kind of set them up for
and arguably the 2 best players in the country.
Yeah. And Sand's starting to they're starting to unleash him in the offense a little bit, and he looks like a 5-star that went to Bama and now is at Ohio State.
He looks like everything Arch Manning was promised to be.
He's kind of giving me, obviously it's because he plays for the Buckeyes, but he's giving me a little bit of white CJ Stroud vibes.
Yeah.
Just because he's so accurate.
And what you said about him settling in, like during that Texas game, it wasn't not so much of him not playing well. It was more so the playbook wasn't open for him yet. But you're starting to see.
And they dominated Texas.
Yeah. But you're starting to see that they're starting to air it out a little bit more. They're getting all their wide receivers involved. Balls. Yeah. Because, I mean, at any point, you can throw it up to any of the receivers and just throw a 50-50 ball, and it's not 50-50. They're coming down with it. It's 80-20.
For number 4, it's about 95-5.
Yeah. But
and Cardell Tate's probably like 80-20. It's just nuts, the amount of talent they have at all their skill positions. And, I'm going to be on Ohio State probably every game they play for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Just because I think they could be. I think they could just be like a mid 2010s Alabama type of run right now.
Yeah, and this game still should be exciting since it's at Illinois. They'll probably have a little bit of juice right out the get go, but if Ohio State gets the ball first, I don't expect Illinois to score very many points at all.
As a massive believer in the transit property, Indiana killed Illinois, so I'm expecting. I granted that wasn't at Indiana, so I'm expecting 49. Nah, let me show 35-6.
Ryan Day's got a little bit more class than Kurt Signetti. He's not.
Yeah,
his goal isn't to score points. It's just
Signetti was running that thing up in the fourth quarter. I forgot about that. He's scoring it all the way down till the end.
But yeah, I agree. I think Illinois might score a little bit more than 6, but
dude, Ohio State's let up 25 points this year.
I think they'll keep it under 2 touchdowns for sure. I see maybe 13 points, maybe a 10-point game, but Ohio State coming away, and I like that spread. I love the spread. Finally, the game I'm most excited for, QB battle in Como. We got my Tigers playing Alabama. Alabama coming off 2 big weeks, and Mizzou coming off a bye. I'm very excited for this game. I've got a lot of faith. I think we can do it. We've got one of the best D-lines in the country, maybe the best, and an offense that, besides the offensive line is mediocre, but quarterbacks look good. Both running backs have looked maybe the best running back duo in the country, and the receivers have looked pretty decent, especially Kevin Coleman.
Yeah, what time does this game kick off? Is it a night game?
It's noon. It's a noon game.
Okay, well that kind of dampers me a little bit, but
yeah, I would have liked to black out at night.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. This game is going to be Mizzou's first real test. Like, I think a lot of people like Mizzou this year. I do too. And but don't you agree? Kind of, it's their first real test.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas was.
I mean, yeah, Mizzou's always kind of just
because
me like class above. Yeah, but Mizzou's more talented for sure.
Yeah, same. And then with South Carolina, it was.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
South Carolina's. They're good, but Lenora Stellars didn't look that great, and
this is probably the first time they've played a team in a tier that's usually a tier above them team.
Yes, and Alabama has beaten Mizzou every single time since Mizzou's joined the SEC in 2012, 2013. However, Mizzou is on a 15-game home streak. Knock on wood. So
I like
two
that Mizzou.
Coming. One's going to come to an end.
I like the plus 3.5 for Mizzou.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be on the money line the whole way.
Yeah,
but
I figured. Which you just have to be.
You have to.
But it's going to be a great game. Like I'm with you. I'm super excited for that. I'm so high on Ty Simpson. Can he keep it? Can he be consistent? He went to Georgia, played great. Vandy played great. 3 weeks in a row. This is a tough part of their schedule. So they get through this, and they might be the best team in the SEC if they're already not.
And interestingly enough, today, both Kellen DeBoer and Elijah Drinkwitz were on SEC Network together. And Elijah Drinkwitz had one question for Kellen DeBoer, and he goes, "Will you be wearing your black jacket of death for Mizzou's blackout to match?" And he goes, "Well, maybe. I don't know. I haven't thought about it that far yet." He goes, "That's all. Thank you."
Did Kalen DeBoer seem like hella awkward?
I mean, for that question,
because like Drinkwitz is kind of like
he's like
a Lane Kiffin kind of guy. Like they're like good at connecting with the
players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is all you can ever ask for.
Yeah. He's been a great coach so far. If he can win this one, could be a Mizzou legend. Because after this, the schedule doesn't get that much easier. They still got Vandy on the road, Texas A&M at home, and Oklahoma on the road. Which at the beginning of the season didn't seem too hard, but now
you're going to need probably 2 or 3 of those wins.
Yeah.
It would be a great start on Saturday.
Talked about that enough, though. Let's move over to the NFL. Starting off, Seahawks at Jags. Jags favored by 1.5. And
I'm going to be on the Seahawks. We'll get to that more a little bit in my plays of the week with the Seahawks plus 1.5. But I guess my one restraint is the only thing I don't like is I'm a big proponent against this. The flights from the top of the country to the bottom of the country. They're so far. I feel like it's got to affect the players a little bit. But the Seahawks have lost 2 games in a row that they shouldn't have. Or maybe not that they shouldn't have, but just on last-second field goals. So I think now they kind of got to flip it into gear, and the Jags win. You'll probably agree with this. I think it was a little bit fluky. I think there was a lot of really weird plays, specifically the last play of the game, or the last touchdown of the game, where he literally tripped over himself and scored.
yeah, I mean, that was just...
Yeah, that was nuts. Dude, that was crazy. When he tripped, you knew he was going to trip again. He was like...
I stayed up to midnight to watch that. Like, are you kidding me? I was so pissed.
I get a little bit of joy knowing that. I get a little sick part of me enjoys that, knowing that.
Yeah.
After all the years of your winning. Another thing about this game is they just have so many fun skill players to watch. I have JSN, I have BTJ, and I just love watching Travis Hunter. And he's finally kind of was he hurt?
He did get hurt at the end of the game. I don't know the extent of it.
I thought he came back.
He might have. But I wasn't paying attention.
Him wearing all this pink, that was so fire. NFL needs to bring all the pink back. Everybody needs to be having pink hand towels, pink gloves. That was always the best month of the year.
I agree.
As a kid, so fire.
As a kid, if you had an extra pair of pink gloves and you could wear them in October, like, come on, those were sick.
I used to have a pink or Nike Elite shorts with the breast logo.
I had a hand warmer with a pink hand warmer. Yeah, that thing was sick.
Yeah. Everybody like Travis Hunter. Thank you for bringing back breast cancer awareness to all those in need. Who do you think? Who are you going to be on for this one?
I agree. I think I might even do Seahawks money line just because.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do Seahawks money line.
Especially their defense is really good, and they just let up how many points to the Bucs? Like, and the Bucs offense is good, but you know that defense is going to be wanting to play a little bit better and wanting to hold them to a low total.
Yeah, and Trevor Lawrence is always going to give you a chance or 2 to make a play, or 3.
Yeah, and that in Chiefs game was just not capitalized on. There was about 2 or 3 drop picks, which
that one with the hot potato in the end.
Yeah, the end zone. I mean it was 2 linebackers, so it's understandable somewhat, but you got them down.
It's understandable, but it's enraging at the same time.
Yeah. Let's move on. 49ers at Bucks. Bucks favored by 2.5, and this Bucks team might be one of the most fun teams to watch in the NFL. I mean, I think they are the most fun. For the ball. Baker's got so much aura. And I mean, even just like Emeka Egbuka, so good. I mean, he's a star. He's a star in the making.
Yeah, and him and Bucky and K-Dot, and they just got dudes on dudes on dudes. Wirfs on the O-line. I'm going to be on the Bucks minus 2.5.
Yeah.
Because, they're a wagon. They're an absolute wagon.
Especially because, the 49ers, it just feels like they haven't really hit their stride yet.
Yeah, and I'm not taking Mac Jones on the road. I'm not.
No.
I'm not doing that. He played good last week. I'll grant him that. But like a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while is something that I live my life by.
Clock's
And
right
I
twice a
believe,
day. Broken
yeah,
clock's
I
right.
believe that was that last week. Bucks defense did just give up a shit ton of points to the Seahawks. So I'm going to use your point from the last game and bring it down to here that they're going to want to play a little bit better. And now they get to be at home, which you always play a little better at home.
Yep. And like you said, going from one side of the country to the other.
Yeah, I mean,
California to Florida's a long flight.
And they are going to get packed up.
Yep, and they move an hour ahead. Actually, like 3. But move on again. Interdivision rival Browns at Steelers. Steelers favored by 6.5. And
honestly, this week sucks for matchups. Like the fact that we even have to put Browns and Steelers in here, but I just couldn't there really wasn't much that's better. There was Cowboys, Panthers, which I mean, I don't know. I really don't like that.
In the Browns, it's just like I mean, they barely lost last week. They probably wouldn't have if they had maybe a veteran quarterback. I don't know. And I don't think that's Dylan Gabriel's fault. But I think
they don't have any weapons besides Judkins.
Yeah, and like Judy's looked bad all year.
Yeah,
Cedric Tillman, who did look good, is out.
He's hurt.
Been out.
Yeah.
And I mean, Dylan Gabriel was just
tight end. Favors.
He was just only throwing to tight ends, basically. Fannin and Njoku getting a ton of reps, which isn't bad. It's just they're never going to win you games.
I'll probably be on Browns plus 6.5.
Yeah,
for the fact that the Steelers' offense isn't potent. I feel like the Steelers' offense will beat good teams or beat bad teams, but against a good defense, it could be.
And the Browns' defense is good.
Yeah, Browns have. I mean, they have probably a top 5 or top 10 defense in the league.
Yeah, but let's get away from this. We're done with that division.
I'll be on the under in that game as well.
Final game of the week that we're going to talk about: Lions at Chiefs. And this game for me will be very nerve-wracking. Chiefs are favored by 1.5. But if the Chiefs can win this game and go 3-3 and then get Rashee Rice back next week, they have all the momentum in the world. Forget about the first 6 weeks of the year. Because the Lions are contenders. The Lions are damn good.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the Lions, and that has more to just do with how dominant they've been. I don't think they're going to beat them by double digits or dominate or anything or embarrass them or anything, but I could see them winning by a touchdown.
Yeah, the Lions are really good. They've just got so many weapons on offense.
And their defense is pretty good too.
Yeah. Aiden Hutchinson, to say the least, is a star. But
Brian Branch is pretty good too.
I think what this is going to come down to is, one, limiting the running backs in Amon-Ra. You can let Jameson Williams beat you. I mean, he's probably going to get maybe 2 or 3 big catches in a game, but he's never going to have 8 catches just tearing you apart.
85 yards.
Yeah. You need to stop Amon-Ra, and you need to stop the running backs. That's what it's going to come down to.
It's going to be a lot of hard things to do with the way that they run the ball and their own line. But what time is that game at? Sunday Night Football?
It might be 8:20. Yeah.
I hope. I'm gonna look really quick. It is at it's at 7:20. That's fire.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful Sunday night game. I'm gonna be on the Lions. I'm assuming you're gonna be on the Chiefs.
Yeah, of course. I'm just hoping that being at home, being in Arrowhead, it's such a game changer that it can win you games at times, and I need that to happen this week. momentum going for the season. A Mizzou Chiefs weekend would be absolutely astronomical for my health. If not, if it reverse lays, it's gonna be a
We're
hard
gonna have
week
a
next
fun.
week.
We're gonna have a fun week next week on this.
Yeah,
on this.
it'll be rough. Let's go into our plays of the weekend.
I went 2-2 last week, which after a bad start, I'm okay with. My first play is Wisconsin, Iowa over 35.5. I know initially looking at that line, like, oh my God, that's disgusting. I think it's too low. It's too low. That's 20 to
17-20s over.
yeah, which that's the final score of this game. I've seen that exact final score in this exact game 15 times in my 22 years of living life. So round me up for another one of those. Hell, maybe even put me down for a correct score 2017. My second play of the day is Georgia minus 3.5.
I love this.
They're playing against at Auburn. I'm not high on Auburn.
No.
And they got Ole Miss at home next week, so I believe Kirby's just going to be on their ass all week. Like
He's gonna try and put it away.
Yeah, he's like, our season starts now. No more losses. Let's turn this shit on and go. I see him winning by 3 touchdowns.
I love that.
Patriots minus 3.5 against the Saints. As a Giants fan, I watched the Saints play for the first time last week against us. They beat us. We turned the ball over on 5 straight possessions, and they still barely beat us. Like if they play a competent franchise, they're not close. They're not close. They're probably 2 years away from being 2 years away. So yeah, give me the Patriots after how Drake May and Stephon Diggs combo looked last week. I don't care that they're going on the road. And Vrabel. Like Vrabel's just if any coach to get him locked back in, it's Mike Vrabel. And lastly, what I hinted on before, I will be taking the Seahawks plus 1.5 and also the money line. They're probably, since the Giants have just sucked dick all year, all decade, they're kind of just one of my favorite teams. I like Jackson Smith and Jigba. I like Darnold. Yeah, and I don't really like the Jaguars. That's it. My plays of the week.
Okay. Now we got my plays. I also went 2-2 last week, 6-2 overall now. And for my first 2 plays, my college football plays, I got 2 underdogs. The M's, Michigan money line and Mizzou money line. Michigan, I think they are severely not underrated, but I think that they shouldn't be dogs in this game for sure. And I love this line. I'm gonna hammer this.
That's all I'm gonna say.
I think they will be able to let Bryce Underwood eat, let him use his legs and attack this USC team. Lastly, we talked about Mizzou a lot already, so I won't go into that. You know I got to ride with them. And so since they got the same logo, we got the Big M parlay plus 383, absolute lock. Lock it in for this weekend and make yourselves 3.83 units. Moving over to the NFL, I also picked the Patriots minus 3.5. Like Noah said, they looked great last week versus the Bills, and playing the Saints. Like, come on, you got to give them at least a touchdown.
Yeah, the Saints suck, dude. The Saints just played the Bills last week, and it was like minus 14.5, and the Patriots just beat the Bills.
Yeah, I love this line. I'll definitely be taking that, and maybe even an all up to 6.5 or more. Lastly, I got who they beat last week, Bills minus 4.5, looking for revenge. They got the Falcons on the road. And this Falcons team has been really spotty, so I'm not expecting a lot. They are coming out of a bye week, which could play in their favor. However, I think the bounce back week from the Bills losing is more of a factor than the bye week. So I'm taking the Bills to cover 4.5. And I also think this could be a touchdown game, maybe even 2, with James Cook having a bad week last week and also Josh Allen not having the best week offensively.
I like that play as well. I like it.
But those are our picks for the weekend. Let's get over into our fantasy football segment, our stars and our bums of last week.
I'll go first with my glorious king, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Best performance of the season, 9 catches, 132 yards, 1 touchdown for a whopping total of 27.2 points. Before the season started, I predicted he would be a top 3 wide receiver, and he has performed at that level, and so I will be obnoxious until the wheels fall off. For the bum, it was kind of hard for me to find like a bum. A lot of people were around.
There was
like
a lot of average performances.
Yeah, there was a lot of like 9 to 15 performances, and I really want to put a 9-point guy on there. So I went to the worst team in our fantasy league, and someone popped out for me, and his name was Woody Marks. He had a huge week last week. All the fantasy guys were huge on him. Start Woody Marks. He's got all the carries. He's going to get all the carries.
Pick him up off the waivers.
Yeah, he's going to get all the carries. Look what he did last week. 7 rushes, 24 yards, 2.4 points.
In a game his team dominated.
Yeah, in a game his team scored 45 points. You were hoping you could at least walk away with
a touchdown.
Yeah, he can't steal one. Yeah, those are my
for a touchdown.
Bumps.
Okay.
And the
like
search for a repeat offender continues.
Just like you were high on JSN, one of my picks, I've been pretty high on rookie, big bad Bill Merritt, the Commanders running back. He's been in a committee of backs all year, and he's had a few games with some touchdowns, but he hasn't really broken out until this week. 150 all-purpose yards, 2 receptions, 2 touchdowns, and 27 fantasy points. Take this guy off your bench and put him in your starting lineups. He's looking like a star, a fantasy star anyway, and he's looking like he will continue he's looking like he will continue getting more and more reps each week, which I love as a guy that has him. My bum of the week, James Cook. He's been solid all year last year. You can usually count on this guy for a touchdown at least, maybe 2. 49 yards, no receptions for a whopping 4.9 points. I don't have him. I'm glad I don't have him. This is just a disappointing game from him, and I wouldn't expect this for the rest of the year. I mean,
I feel like James Cook, you can always rely on him to perform well on
at least a good 14, 15 points.
Especially in primetime games. I feel like he always has double-digit touchdown or 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and a good 80 yards.
Yeah,
they pound the rock.
Points.
But this was a disappointing game from him. I don't expect to see this anymore. But he is somewhat limited in the fact that he doesn't catch that many passes to begin with.
I agree, yeah. He's more of a rusher.
But yeah, let's move it over. Nick can talk about his UFC picks from last week. He did pretty good.
And before I get into that per se, I have a couple of clips that I want to play. So I'll play the first one here. Marab winning, and it goes a distance. And then Pereira.
I'm going to tell.
Knockout. Yeah.
To knock out.
So when so by the way, that's 2 for 2. And here's the slip to prove that. But there's one more that I want to play here.
Where's the unit?
That's a cool screen grab you got off Twitter.
Shut up. And then here's one more from the fellas the other two fellas on this podcast.
And as that is to say,
You
That
take
was
the opposite of whatever Broski
Nick
just told
picks.
you.
take the
Because
opposite of his picks.
So what are you thinking there, fellas? What do you think about that?
I'm
heard what I
thinking-
said earlier in this
Is that a bold-
podcast.
Is that a bold
I'm
take
thinking
from
I
you
will
two?
back up that take. Give me some picks for this weekend. They can't be more than minus 100,
One.
150,
One
and I will fade all of them.
pick. Mr. Charles Oliveira.
Bro,
What's his odds?
Probably. The last time I checked, it was like a pick 'em, honestly. They're,
Okay, I'm fading. I'm going with the other.
but
guy.
you can just do Charles by submission.
I
And I'll just send you the slip again.
I believe that earlier in this podcast I said I'd live my life by an adage of a blind squirrel is able to find a nut every once in a while. You found your nuts last week.
And I found it 2 weeks before that too.
Yeah, you were right. The broken clock is right
Diego
twice a day.
Lopez.
Why
Diego
did you defend yourself though when we came at you? Because you said I only bet on my favorite guys. So
And
when
my favorite
Oliver,
guys win. My guys are winners.
what about when we were at the Iowa State Kansas State basketball game and you were watching your favorite fighter of all time and he got fucking knocked out?
He got poked in the eye. So that's a fact. He did get poked.
I like.
And what
I
happened
like
to you? What
Alex.
happened to you watching late night
I
football?
like
Whatever
Alex.
you said you were going to do. You watched that Marab fight or Pereira fight.
I watched the Alex Pereira fight,
Yeah.
but I also watched Duke Cal. JKS played like dog shit. Duke won by like 3 touchdowns. I like Alex Pereira though. That's why I enjoy watching him. I don't like any of these Dagestanian dudes who just wrestle and take people down. It's not why I watch the sport.
Give me the Russian this weekend by submission.
Is a Russian fighting Charles Oliveira?
I don't know if he's
gotta
Russian.
be.
He's Polish.
What's his name?
So I don't know. I don't even want to try to say his first. It's like his first name is like Matisse. I got it pulled up here, so maybe I can say it right. Matissus Gamrot.
Oh,
He's good,
okay,
though. Like, he's
oh
good,
yeah,
though.
Gamrot.
But, I mean, he's
I thought
he's an A-grade
Oliveira.
fighter in their
I thought
class.
Oliveira retired like 3 times.
Hey, they're fighting in Brazil, which is where he's from. So
So
you-
it's all. So he has
so-
all of the home field advantage
and
probably rigged judges as well.
He asked to fight there because I feel like he got knocked out last time he fought. So I don't know. It's a little early for him to fight again, but I assume
He fought Ilya, right?
So apparently in the
He
in
got
the
a shit
UFC,
piece.
You lose and you just get whatever you ask for. Then
No, it's just he's just delaying the winning. He doesn't lose.
You
he
know
just
when
delays
Ilya
winning.
is gonna fight next?
No.
I'm gonna be tapped into that one because he's the superstar of the UFC right now.
They did set the date though for the White House one, like June 14th, I think.
It's Trump's 80th birthday.
Yeah.
That'll be fire. I will be tapped into that. I also got one thing before we go. I would be remiss if we didn't talk any postseason baseball. Just a quick update, or just a couple of predictions more than anything, just so we can have it all out there. I'm gonna go first. I got the Tigers versus I scrapped that. I got the Blue Jays versus the Dodgers. Blue Jays 6.
I mean, I haven't watched a lot of MLB. I watched the Royals a few games before they were eliminated from contention. I have the Dodgers winning it all just because they are dominant because they can buy their team. Yeah, it's bullshit. I think the Tigers though, just because they dominated my Royals all year, I got to take them. And Tariq in a game 5 is kind of unfair.
Electric, yeah. That's why I love baseball. When you get the best pitcher in the world in a big stage like that, it's just 9 innings of fun.
Just
So I would be
reminds me of Madison Bumgarner just absolutely
Shutting
destroying. Yeah, oh my God, that guy was unbelievable. Bringing him in as a reliever was just unfair at that point. Lord have mercy. But I see
Mr. Broski, you got anything for us?
Not baseball related, but I do got one thing though. Basketball season is upon us. The Iowa State Cyclones have their first exposition game. How you say that?
They have their first
exhibition.
I can't say that word.
Exhibition.
In 1 week against Creighton. So
NBA
excited
begins
about that. Preseason on NBA.
13 days from tomorrow, or 13 days from today.
25 days till college basketball.
Noah, were you on Twitter at 11 a.m. for LeBron's second decision?
Yeah, that was fucking bullshit. As a LeBron lover, defender, and all that, I wasn't on Twitter at that point, but that's bullshit. That's bullshit that he did that for an ad, for a shitty Hennessy ad. But like I was telling John yesterday, if you were one of those people who went in and bought tickets after he did the post the day before,
yeah, they went
you're
up
fucking.
$400.
You're a fucking loser.
They went from $80 to $500 a ticket.
The one at Cleveland, the lowest were like $800. And if you bought any of those, you're an idiot. You deserve to get all your money stolen from you. And
did you ever think that he was going to retire from that video on the decision? I mean, I didn't think he was going to retire at that point. I thought he was going to say, "This is my last season, and I'm retiring after." Yeah.
What's for sure though is before he plays in his last season, he will announce it. He will have a farewell tour like Kobe had. That's what I think.
Without a doubt,
That's
exactly what I think too. And but this is his 23rd year in the NBA, and I just thought that he would do it on 23. Maybe that's a small brain because his number is 23, but I don't know.
I mean, my thing is though, why stop?
If I was him, I'd go for 25.
If I told you in 5 years, LeBron's still averaging 20 points a game, would you be surprised?
Hell no.
No. Absolutely.
What are you thinking about for?
In 5 years, I would be surprised.
No, dude.
I would be surprised. Dude, he can't stay healthy anymore.
The greatest. No, it don't matter. Averaging isn't. Averaging is just
over how many games? I think
he'll get at least half.
I think at any time he could go for 20, yeah. But multiple times last year,
he could go for 45.
Well, most of the time last year, or there was multiple times last year where he was in danger of losing that 10 points a game or 10 points in a game
consecutive.
Streak. Yeah, that he's had since 2007.
But think about now, people are gonna have to focus on Luka.
But some of those games were with Luka.
I'm just saying, so different. Luka had a full season.
Dude, I love LeBron. I want him to retire happily. I don't want. He pissed me off with this bullshit, but I'm gonna be cheering for him the rest of the way, and I'll be big on the Lakers this year.
Yeah, I would love to see them succeed and make a deep playoff push.
Yeah, that would be a hell of fire. Have Staples Center rocking.
That's all we have for today, though. It was a little bit longer. Got in a little bit more sports, which is great. Excited for a huge week in college football. Maybe a surprising week in the NFL, hopefully. And we'll continue with the MLB playoff baseball. That's all we have for today. Kova, you got anything else before we sign off?
I'm headed to Colorado this weekend for the Iowa State-Colorado game with my boy, Big Al Dukas. Just excited to get out there. That'll be a great time, and I'll be reporting when I get back. Peace.